Hello YouTubers, this is vi3t here with you to talk about my windup. This time I'm showing you videos of my windup deck on Dueling network. So feel free to check out the deck list again, and we're gonna jump right into about 4 or 5 different games. First up, this is a duel where I looped my opponent for 5 cards. I basically just normal summoned Windup Hunter, special summon Kagamucha Knight, and Xyz into Windup Carrier Zen Mighty, and use Zen Mighty's effect to special summon Rat. Rat special summon Hunter to continue the loop. So normally this would only be a 3-card loop, but since I managed to get Pot of Avarice in my opening hand, I'm able to recycle 3 Zen Mighty and 2 Rats to continue the combo and end up with a Leviathan Dragon. As you'll notice, in my hand is also the Transmigration Prophecy and Dark Arm Dragon. If you take a look at my graveyard, or if you're paying attention to what cards are going into the graveyard, you'll notice that there's 1 Kagamucha Knight and 1 Windup Hunter in the grave. So based on that, I'll only need to get a 3rd Dark to grave in order to use Dark Arm Dragon. And I have that 3rd Dark in my hand, the 2nd Kagamucha Knight. And also with Transmigration Prophecy, I can recycle Rats and more Zen Mighty depending on what my need is. So yeah, this was a very good hand. Any hand with Pot of Avarice and the loop is an amazing hand. I went with Leviathan Dragon because I was only able to Xyz into 1 more level 3. My opponent would have 1 more card in hand when they start their next turn, so the best monster to go with is Leviathan Dragon because I can end up with a 2500 beat stick and be able to protect myself but not receive any negative effects as with Acid Golem. There's no removed monsters, so I'm not going to Xyz summon into Leviathan Dragon because its attack is too low. Since if they top deck a Thunder King Ryo or any other 1900 beat stick, which there are plenty of, then I basically just lost my Xyz summon. So this is a 3-card loop. I started off with a great hand, and I special summoned 2 Gilosaurus and then special summoned TG Warwolf. And from there I Xyz summon into Windup Carrier Zen Mighty, special summon Windup Magician because I have a Windup Shark in hand. Zen Mighty resolves and special summons the Windup Magician. I special summon Shark with its trigger effect. Windup Magician gets me Windup Hunter in defense mode. I tribute Windup Magician with Windup Hunter to discard 1 card, and that helps me keep Zen Mighty on the field for a possible use 2nd turn. During my next turn, I go into a 2nd Windup Carrier Zen Mighty with the 2nd Gilosaurus and Windup Hunter, and I special summon Magician again because I can use Windup Shark's effect now and special summon another Windup Hunter. And this just prevents me from drawing the Magician because it tends to be dead in my hand, especially since I have a Kagamucha Knight in hand. Now if you'll notice, the cards I'm discarding from my opponent's hand, they're Infernity cards. So that's why I didn't Monster Reborn and go for 1 more card from their hand, because when you're facing an Infernity player, it's better for them to have a few too many cards in hand rather than to try and discard their entire hand and let them top deck an Infernity Archfiend and get their combo off on you. But I definitely leave myself in a very good position with a Giga Brilliant and 2 Windup Carrier Zen Mighties on the field. So this duel was a continuation of my duel against the Infernity player. I ended up losing game 2, and this is game 3 where I went first again. And I have a great hand, 2 Warwolves, a Junk Forward, and a Birdman. So I decided to special summon Junk Forward, special summon both Warwolves, and then return 1 Warwolf to special summon Birdman and keep the Warwolf in hand. Because I was thinking that going just for 2 cards, for looping for 3 cards would be best. Because the same reason again is I don't want to send too many cards from my opponent's hand to the graveyard, especially since they're playing Infernities. So I go into Zen Mighty, Zen Mighty into Magician, special summon Shark, and Magician effect, get a wind up Hunter. Put myself basically in the same situation again, where I have a Giga Brilliant and 2 wind up carrier Zen Mighty all powered up to 1800 on the field. So that'll help protect my Zen Mighties and allow me the opportunity to use a Zen Mighty again next turn. And my hand has Heavy Storm and Werewolf, so I'm definitely all set to go. The only thing I'm afraid of is Dark Hole, but you know, that's 1 card in the deck, so sometimes just go for it. So this is a 4 card loop. I'm able to special summon Junk Forward and 2 TG Werewolves, and I Xyz summon Wind Up Carrier Zen Mighty, and my opponent ends up quitting on me. So as soon as they quit, I just continue my combo because at this point in time I actually needed more practice with the deck. So usually I go into the Wind Up Magician from Wind Up Carrier since I have Shark in hand. Special summon Shark, trigger Wind Up Magician's effect, special summon Wind Up Hunter, tribute the Wind Up Magician, and then overlay with my other level 3 monster, the second TG Werewolf, special summon another Magician, and special summon another Magician, and use Wind Up Shark's effect, turn it into a level 3 monster, and special summon another Wind Up Hunter. One of the nice things of this hand is that I have not used my normal summon yet, and I have 2 rats in hand. The reason that whenever I have a Shark in hand and I go for Wind Up Magician first is to take it out of my deck and also reserve my Wind Up Rats in the deck, or if I drew them, I keep them in the hand so that I don't end up, you know, at a disadvantage compared to my opponent. This time I actually end up going for Wind Up Zen Mains, and the reason I go for Wind Up Zen Mains is because I don't want to lose too much advantage just in case they have a Dark Hole. So sometimes it depends. The problem with this is that since I don't know any of the cards that went to the grave from my opponent's hand since they quit, so I just decided to go for Wind Up Zen Mains and be on the safe side just in case, especially since I don't have any spell or trap destruction, so Wind Up Zen Mains can be very helpful, and it's a safe card to play. So this time I'm facing a Dark World deck. The hand I have is not the best hand, but it is a decent hand. So I special summon Gillosaurus, special summon TG Werewolf, overlay for Wind Up Carrier Zen Mighty, and I normal summon Wind Up Magician from my hand because I would like to use Magician's effect and get Wind Up Factory's effect. So Wind Up Carrier Zen Mighty, special summon a Wind Up Hunter from the deck, and add to my hand a Wind Up Shark. So I end up discarding a couple cards from my opponent's hand, and he tries to activate a Silva's effect, and I end up arguing with him, letting him know that, you know, Dark Worlds don't work well against wind-ups because Dark World cards have to be discarded, whereas Wind Up Hunter says it only sends it to the graveyard. Sending to the graveyard is not the same as discarding to the graveyard. So this was a win for me because my opponent then rage quitted. Another great looping hand. I basically just go for Wind Up Magician, special summon Wind Up Shark, and my opponent rage quits. Normal summon Wind Up Magician, then special summon Wind Up Shark is the basic combo to get off a 4-card loop, which is great. Those were 6 of my opening hands in my duels on Dueling Network. This deck does very well, and it's a lot of fun to play because there's so many different ways to go into the Wind Up loop. I hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy.